Are you concerned that raising your child to be bilingual will cause a speech delay? In this video, I want to address this very common concern that parents who want to raise their children to be fluent in more than one language have, and dispel this common myth once and for all. Keep watching! In today's multicultural world, an increasing number of parents are choosing to raise their children to be fluent in 2 or more languages. However, many parents are concerned about the possibility of causing language delay in their children. One of my viewers on YouTube raised this specific point in her comment on one of my videos. She really wants to raise her child to be trilingual, but is finding it hard as she's worried about her child having a speech delay. In today's video, we'll explore the benefits of being bilingual, debunk common myths surrounding language delay, and provide practical tips and advice for nurturing language development in bilingual children. Just for simplicity, I'll be focusing on bilingualism, but the same principles apply if you're raising your child to be fluent in more than 2 languages, like we are doing with our kids who are being raised to be trilingual. One of the most persistent myths surrounding bilingualism is the notion that it can lead to language delay. However, this is simply not true. Don't take my word for it. The case against this persistent myth is backed up by plenty of scientific research. In fact, according to this paper, bilingual children typically achieve language milestones on par with monolingual children. While bilingual children may initially mix languages or exhibit a smaller vocabulary in each language compared to monolingual children, this is a natural part of the language learning process and does not indicate a delay. The vocabulary size of bilingual children can vary depending on various factors such as their exposure to each language, the quality of language input, and individual characteristics. Generally, bilingual children may initially have a smaller vocabulary size in each of their languages compared to monolingual children in a single language. This phenomenon is known as vocabulary dispersion. Imagine a child's total vocabulary being dispersed across several languages. Research suggests that bilingual children often distribute their total lexicon across their languages. For instance, if a monolingual child knows 1,000 words in their native language, a bilingual child may know 500 words in each of their 2 languages. As a result, it may appear that bilingual children have a smaller vocabulary in each language when compared to monolingual peers. However, over time and with consistent exposure to both languages, bilingual children typically catch up and may even surpass monolingual children in overall vocabulary size. In addition, bilingual children often have a deeper understanding of language structure and semantics, as they have to constantly navigate between 2 linguistic systems. They also tend to have a more extensive semantic network, allowing them to connect words across languages. Furthermore, research suggests that bilingualism offers a wide range of cognitive, social, and cultural benefits. Bilingual children have been found to exhibit enhanced problem-solving skills, better multitasking abilities, and improved perspective-taking capabilities. I've made 2 other videos exploring the various benefits of being fluent in more than one language, so definitely check them out if you want to find out more. The links are in the description box below. Sorry to interrupt, but if you're enjoying this video so far, please hit that like and subscribe button so that YouTube will push my content out to more people like you who love language learning and care deeply about educating the next generation. Together, we can help empower more parents around the world in raising multilingual children. You might also want to check out my book and my website for loads more information to help you raise your child to speak more than one language. Thank you so much. Now that we have debunked this #1 myth about bilingual parenting, let me offer some tips on how to support your child's language development. Tip number 1, monitor language development. Although bilingual children are no more likely to experience language delay than their monolingual peers, It might be a good idea to keep track of your child's language milestones so that you can seek professional guidance if you do have concerns about their language development. Every individual child is different, but here is a general timeline of language development milestones for bilingual children. From birth to 6 months, your baby should begin to recognize the sounds of the languages they are exposed to. They should start babbling, producing sounds from both languages equally. Between 6 to 12 months, your baby should understand simple words and phrases in both languages. They may begin to produce their first words in one or both languages. From 12 to 18 months, your toddler typically starts acquiring more words in both languages. They may start combining words from both languages to form short phrases. They should be able to understand basic instructions and simple questions in both languages. From 18 to 24 months, your toddler's vocabulary will continue to expand. They may have several dozen words in each language. They begin to use two-word combinations more frequently in both languages. They understand more complex instructions and questions in both languages. From 2 to 3 years, language development accelerates. Children may have hundreds of words in their vocabulary in each language. They begin to use more complex sentences and express themselves more fluently in both languages. They demonstrate awareness of language differences and may use one language more dominantly than the other, depending on the context. From 3 to 5 years, your child should demonstrate proficiency in both languages with a more extensive vocabulary and grammatical structures. Your child should be able to switch between languages comfortably depending on the situation and the person they're speaking to. 5 years and beyond, your child's language skills should continue to develop with increasing fluency, accuracy, and complexity in both languages. Depending on exposure and context, bilingual children may exhibit some variation in language abilities between the two languages. Tip number 2, be consistent. Establish clear language routines and be consistent in your language use at home. You should have a language strategy in place. To find out more, watch my video on this very topic to help you decide on the right strategy for your family. Once you've decided which strategy to adopt, apply it consistently. For example, if you use one parent, one language, try to really stick to it because not doing so might confuse your child. Tip number 3, create a language-rich environment. As I've reiterated time and again in my book and other videos, the key to successfully raising bilingual children consists of a simple formula, namely exposure plus need. To support your child's language development and prevent speech delays, try to surround your child with opportunities to hear and use both languages in everyday context. You want to maximize your child's exposure to the target language as much as possible. In practical terms, you can try the following things to create a language-rich environment for your child to maximize their language exposure. You can label objects around the house, read books together, sing nursery rhymes, engage in conversations in your target languages. Basically, anything that will create language input and maximize your child's language exposure. Tip number 4, encourage language interaction. Encourage your child to interact with speakers of both languages, whether it's family members, friends, or community members. Language exposure from a variety of sources enriches vocabulary and language skills. Using the target language outside of your child's immediate family will also make the language feel more relevant to your child. Immersion and celebrating cultural traditions are also super helpful in making a language come to life. Check out my latest video on how we celebrated Chinese New Year and why traditional celebrations are so crucial. Tip number 5, foster positive attitudes. Emphasize the value and importance of being bilingual or multilingual to your child. Celebrate linguistic diversity and instill pride in the ability to speak multiple languages. Find positive role models that they can relate to. Are there any famous YouTubers who are bilingual, for example? I've written a blog post with a list of bilingual celebrities, which may give you some inspiration. The link is in the description box below, so definitely check it out. So I hope today's video has helped alleviate some of your potential concerns about language delay when raising your child to be fluent in more than one language. Remember, being bilingual is truly a gift that opens doors to new cultures, perspectives, and opportunities. You can empower your child to thrive in this interconnected multicultural world. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you. Bye bye. See you next time. 再见. Baka baka.